Hi there, this is Robin Hart with the Home Loans of Hart team, where we work hard every day to help you and your clients build wealth through the financing of real estate. This is our weekly video where we share with you mortgage rates and some insights on what's happening in the housing market. Let's dive in and see where those rates are at. Okay, so here's the deal. Rates, they kind of got a fever. I hate to say it, but they do. All right. They've been reaching an average of about 6.91% on the regular conventional 30-year fixed, while Govy loans like FHA and VA are hanging out around 6.3%. Now, that's all according to Mortgage Nuggets. They review over 200 lenders for a 7-day average across America. So, all right. And there's mixed news in the financial markets. Some prices are falling, not in a huge way, not like they went up quickly, but they are coming down little by little. Items like tomatoes, lettuce, peanuts, you might see them all in the grocery store coming down slowly but surely. Overall, food prices are moderately dropping. Additionally, gas prices are down by about 10% from last year. Airline fares, in addition to that, are down about 5%, mostly due to lower fuel costs. And finally, TVs and smartphones are also down by about 9 to 14%. Now, don't get too comfortable with the drop in numbers. Those don't account for any pending tariffs that are coming your way. They're not really felt in the pricing right now. Okay. Here's some other good news. Housing payments are falling. Overall, if you're in North Texas, you might be experiencing some relief in insurance prices, possibly due to a newer roof. Or maybe property taxes have slipped a bit. So overall, 12 major U.S. metro areas have found housing payments falling in small amounts, not big ways, but small amounts, mostly due to lower prices, lower taxes, and or a combination of those items. Okay. Overall, the job numbers came out this week and everybody was surprised, not me, but it came in higher than expected, though I've been asked consistently, how is it that we had all these DOGE cuts and job numbers still look great? Well, two reasons. One, if you look over the last 24 months, you can see to where every single jobs number has been lower, revised lower, not only 30 days, but also 60 days afterwards, so that doesn't shock in all of the financial markets. But in addition to that, those DOGE cuts, well, they won't be seen typically for 90 days or more. Most often when there are layoffs, we don't see them in the job numbers for 90 to 120 days. So those DOGE cuts that we saw earlier in the year won't start showing up in the jobs numbers until June, July, and August. Okay. All right. Moving on. DC is not to be left out, though, of the housing market. They do respond more quickly, actually, to those DOGE cuts. As soon as a lot of people lost their jobs, the first thing they did was start to list their property and look to move to a more affordable area. So basically in DC, housing inventory jumped 25%, like almost overnight. So suburb areas jumped even higher. Listings were up over 41% in Alexandria and 38% in Montgomery. So yikes on that. All right. And this is becoming more and more of a concern for sellers. Buyers are also becoming more selective. So as a seller, if you want to get top dollar, you need to ensure two items. One, make sure the property is in good shape with no deferred maintenance. And then it's up to date, that you've modernized it from the avocado shag carpet from the 70s. All right. And also you have to make sure that it's priced well. So talk to your agent, consult your agent, and make sure you actually listen to them as well. They can tell you what other homes are selling for near yours and keep you in line with market forces. Okay. Now, the Fed also peaked up this week. They had a meeting and they decided to hold the current Fed's fund rate. Now, this is not mortgage rates. This is the Fed funds rate. Mostly determines a lot of short-term interest rates like auto loans, credit cards, stuff like that. Now, while what they're waiting on, now, a lot of people think, oh, they should just cut immediately. Well, they're waiting on two things. Okay, because they have concerns. They want to make sure the job market is healthy and they want to make sure that inflation stays in check. So here's the thing. Tariffs are inflationary. They want to see how much pressure those tariffs are going to have on our overall economy. And they know that even though the tariffs were announced earlier in the year and over a month ago, guess what? They know we haven't really felt the full force of those tariffs. Okay. They also know that DOGE cuts are coming into play, more job numbers, and they do feel that the job numbers are going to get worse in the future. So they're more concerned not with Q1 and the gross GDP, but they're more concerned with Q2, Q3, and Q4 and the lasting effects of both tariffs and job cuts. Okay, so that's why they're holding off and pausing, because they are worried about a stagflationary economy versus just a slightly inflationary economy. All right. Now, we do have to quit bashing California, because guess what? They are the fourth largest economy, not in America, but in the entire world. That's right. They beat out Japan, India, United Kingdom. How crazy is that? Their economy is bigger than Japan, India, and the United Kingdom. So crazy. United States came in at over 29 trillion. China came in at over 18 trillion. And Germany came in at 4.65. Now Germany's number 3. And looky there, California, just behind Germany. Blew my mind. All right. Where are property taxes the most at? You would think that North Texas and overall Texas would be, major green area in this, but truth is, Texas is pretty much on par for the average. Who topped the list was New Jersey, coming in at an average of over $10,000. That's crazy. Now, tariffs are a big concern for a huge chunk of Americans. About 1 in 4 Americans plan on freezing big purchases like refrigerators, new appliances, buying homes, stuff like that. So another 32% are delaying major purchases amid economic uncertainty. 55% are less likely to make a major purchase in 2025. Only 13% are more likely to. So tariffs are causing, people are getting a little bit concerned out there. All right. DFW tops the nation for home sales, but buyers are still showing caution. That's great news and bad news. Great news for North Texas, bad news for everybody else. All right, let's get into some more fun stuff. Ugh, can't believe they put this in the slide. All right, anybody that knows me knows I hate snakes. Okay, this crazy man, absolutely crazy person, Tim Fried, his brain is fried, has been bitten over 200 times, and it was in an effort for science. I'm really glad somebody else is doing this, because there's no way I would ever do it. But he's been bitten over 200 times to build up an immunity and aid in anti-venom research. So basically, his blood has helped identify antibodies to help neutralize a wide range of venoms. I'm really glad it's happening, but dear God, no, I would never do that. It just seems too much. Anyway, human trials still miles and years away, but early tests seem to show promises for cobras, mambas, and more. More power to them, but can't do it. All right, moving on to better news. All right, Buffett and his wisdom beyond the stock market. Okay, so the Oracle of Omaha, everybody knows him as a renowned investor and advisor. So here's some key components and kind of a funny quip that I know about him. So Buffett stayed in Omaha. He stayed in the first house that he ever bought. He did renovate it a couple of times, but only after really needing to, pretty much. He never chased luxury items or excess. He actually was often found on Main Street in the ice cream store with his grandkids. He actually worked well past retirement age. He didn't retire at 55. As a matter of fact, most of his wealth came after the age of 60, crazy enough. And he also really believed in philanthropy, giving away over 99% of all his wealth. Now, fun fact, one of his renovations on his home was to build out and renovate the basement garage for his kids. And he installed a bunch of video games and other fun stuff. But interestingly enough, when he paid the kids for their weekly allowance, he paid them in quarters, and then they would put the quarters in the video game vending machines, and then he kept the money. So funny fact. I thought that was hysterical. Richest man in the world, still taking it from his kids and teaching them on financial lessons. So Hart's meme of the week. This is fun. Real estate agent. Hey, I got a great referral for you. Easy client. Here's the loan. So there are no easy loans anymore. We look at everything as a challenge. Make sure you have to double check, triple check, and make sure that everyone's okay in this market, because guidelines can be tightening. So, all right, now every video we do try to address when is the best time to buy, and it honestly depends on you. So here's the rub. If you have some savings, $5,000 or more, if you have credit scores higher than 600, go down all the way down to 580 credit scores. If you have a stable income source like a W-2 job, you may want to start asking yourself why you pay rent, because the interest rate on rents is 100%. Okay, the bill is due no matter what. My rates are far less than that. Plus, the landlord's never, ever, ever going to pay you to leave the home. Good news is those who lost their job in DC and listed their home, they get to sell their home and they get to keep the equity and help build a life somewhere else. So hint, the Uber driver will never pay you to get out of their car. They only charge you. And yet, if you own the car, you get to sell it. You get to charge. Okay. If you own a home, you get to sell it. So why not bet on you and have something that you can build equity in and later sell? Right. All right. Now, if you like this video, please follow us on any of our social media outlets. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and the artist formerly known as Twitter. Thanks for watching and hanging out all the way to the end. This is our weekly video. I'm Robin Hart with Home Loans of Hart team, where we're here to help you build wealth through the financing of real estate. Have a great week, and we'll catch up with you soon. Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there. Bye.